Welcome everyone to an outside broadcast edition of this week's GPL 357, where we are a few degrees short of a full circle. We've got a big packed group here today to discuss with you. On my far left we have our normal man behind the bar, Scotty. G'day Scotty.
G'day, Tony.
On my right, the celebrity corruptible becoming a regular, Darren Carroll. How are you, DC?
Good, how are you?
And we've got the captain, the leader of the team which is making all the running leading into the finals, Chris Downs, the leader of the Wolfpack.
Thanks, mate.
Downsy, well done. We'll, as always, look at the reviews. It was a very wet Saturday, round 12. We'll go through the reviews of that round, look for some lost degrees out there. We'll have a bit of a chat to Downsy about how the Wolfpack are going. We're going to look at the run home, the teams that are in the mix for the finals, a 100-game player, who's a giant, and we'll do the tips for round 13. So I'll kick it off with the reviews, guys, and I've got the all-night Chemists are up against the Wanderers, and the Chemists, once again, they lifted in a year which they've been very inconsistent. The Wanderers 163, the all-night Chemists 174. The Wanderers will be a bit disappointed. They really need one more win. They've got a bit of a tough run home, and the Chemists have been good and bad, but I'd say at this stage of the season, it looks like the darkness has won. Who have you got there, DC?
I had a big battle between the Buglers and F Troop, and the Buglers come out on top 172 to 161. F Troop just floundering a little bit at the moment, and they really need a win, otherwise they're going to fall off the perch.
Dowsy, how about yourself?
I've got Wally World versus the Ferrets, or they probably could be named the Bye this year, so they've been struggling and a shadow of their former selves.
They have been.
Wally World just continue to tick the boxes, but unfortunately their run will come to an end this week coming up. We'll talk about that shortly.
I'm sure we will. Throwing it out early, Scotty, who have you got up there?
I had another former great of the Gunners losing again this week to the Wolfpack. The Wolfpack with an absolute amazing score considering the conditions, 181. Big score for Wolfpack. Probably typifies the Gunners season. They always seem to run into sides in the hot floor.
They have the Gummers. They've had a season they would like to forget, and there's still 3 rounds to go. What we always do is we ventured out this time in the wet, out onto the course to search for some lost degrees, and it's amazing what you find out. Well, guys, not bad, Riley.
We're down there.
Tough day in the office, guys. You got F Troop under control?
Well, I haven't, but
We've got 4 wet trackers here, Tone.
we're going all right.
That's what you need. Wes
We've
still
got the chance behind us.
still sporting the shorts, Wes.
Beautiful weather, mate. Beautiful weather.
Not cold enough. Well, keep going, guys.
Put the jumper on, mate.
I might just go and have a coffee indoors. So
Good on you, Tone.
have a nice extra 3 hours.
Yeah, you said 7
This is magnificent. You got 2 umbrellas.
I'm a grid girl.
This is fantastic.
Compliments of the Qantas grid girls.
Oh well, I have no doubt. How are you playing?
1 down.
That's good,
So
actually.
Not too bad, yeah.
Going well compared to Ruffy.
Yes, he's my partner in this round.
Well, play well, mate. Jeez, it's cold, it's wet, it's dreary, guys out here. Mitch, how you travelling? The Phoenix relying on you today.
Oh, not a real solid start, Kraz, but you never know. Dirk's had a good score in the morning, so...
He has indeed. I reckon if it was weather like this at Newmarket, he'd already be in playing darts.
I reckon, yeah.
The club champion in Newmarket. Exactly. Rhino, how's it travelling?
Duck season today, Tony, but quick, we're going okay. We've just got to hang in there today. So
Well,
we'll see what we
keep
can
it
do.
going, playing with the captain.
Playing with the captain, the pressure's on today.
He might contribute today, the big fella. See you guys. She was pretty wet out there, DC. Real duck weather. Can you tell me, how did the ducks go?
Yeah, it was a horrible day, and boys finishing the day probably did minus helmets out there. But not surprisingly, another draw for the Wood Ducks. That's their 3rd of the season.
Astounding, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, there's certainly, whenever there's a draw, there's always, out of 11 guys, there's a guy can miss a putt here or have a 3-putt to finish, but you know, sometimes you've got to be better off just taking the 2 points and just keep adding them up and putting them in the bank for the rest of the season.
Correct, and that's what they've been doing. I've got the Corruptibles, your team, DC, against the Vultures. The Corruptibles have struggled all season for relevance, and the struggle continues. 157 was not their best score, and the Vultures got 168. Did what they had to do. They're out of the owner percentage only, but they have a big 3 weeks in front of them. What about yourself, Downsy?
I've got the Phoenix versus the Tunners. Phoenix 170, Tunners 164. I made the big mistake when we played the Phoenix of calling them the Bye. and they rolled us. So it's a good win, and they continue to throw up a tough challenge for those teams coming into the finals. I think.
They really do, yeah. Scotty, what about yourself?
I've got the Surats and the back nine Mafia. Surats again failing when they least expect. They do have some players out. Losing to the back nine Mafia. Just keep plugging along, and a crucial 1 point win. I think the Surats now should target the survivor.
I think they should too, because that is what they need to win. There's only 4 left in the survivor, and they're one of them, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Downsy, the Wolfpack, they've hit a surge of form. I reckon it was about 6 weeks ago you went out on a limb, you're about 14th on the table, you decided to buy jumpers. Which obviously meant you had a premonition that this would happen, that you're going to go deep into winter.
We knew the season would start around about now.
Well, it certainly has. Great score on the weekend, 181 in just horrendous conditions.
Yeah, no, we've been scoring thereabout, but I think we've got a number of sort of the lower markers, and I think the wet conditions sort of suit us in that sort of space. So we're quietly confident going into the last 3 rounds. And everyone knows that sort of our finals campaign started last week, so we're on the move.
Yeah. What do you think the difference has been?
I think we've got some of the guys now starting to come in with scores on the other side of on the high side of 36, which is always nice. And we're mixing it up. It's not the same guys every week, so I think the stars will align, and we'll get a few more people on the high side of 36, and everyone else in our midst, look out.
Certainly, you've managed to get more people on the park this year, which has certainly helped.
Well, I mean, we were competing against last year's form of consistently turning up with 6 or 7 players, so we didn't have a high marker to sort of get past. But yeah, no, I'm hopeful that we get a full quota coming in for the last 3 rounds. I certainly sort of been sending out a weekly sort of SMS to the team the night before, sort of pleading with them to turn up and play well, as you keep saying every week.
Leadership, you reckon? Showing leadership?
Well, I think we're leading as a pack. So it's a collective effort for us, and I think we're very much focused on playing finals this year and getting it a really good crack.
I must admit, building this momentum, who do you think's now going to have to really put their hand up over the July period if you're going to take this thing out?
I'll single out 2 guys who can wear the weight of expectations, and that is the best ball striker in the club, the Octopus, Chris Page. Looks like an octopus falling out of a tree swing, but there's no better flusher in the club. I think he's going to start turning up, and the scores will come. He might even get a putting lesson from you, and then it'll be all sorted.
We'll see.
But that and Craig Baker, I think too, he's been solid all year, and these conditions where able to put it out there a fair way and just consistently hit the greens and make some putts, and hopefully we can lead from the front and post some good scores.
Well, if we have a look at the run home, you've just snuck yourself into 8th spot on percentage only. You have in front of you both the Wally World and the Buglers, 1 and 2 in front of you. You probably need 2 wins. You're going to need to beat one of them.
Let's beat both. I called it early. I said Wally World's run will end this week. So all you guys in the pack got to turn up, and we've got to deliver. So as I said, we treat this as finals coming in from now, and we'll try and get one of those wins done this week, and then we'll sort of assess what we need to do in the last 2 weeks from there.
Yeah, well, we've had 8 in our run home so far. The Surats, probably with their loss last week, have probably gone into a grey area where they will need a lot of luck to get there. They're almost mathematically out of it. Back 9 Marquee Wanderers and the Wolfpack are the 3 and the 8 guys. Who do you reckon, if anything, who's vulnerable out of those 3?
Well, just what we're talking about, we'd have to say that the Wolfpack are they play 1 or 2 in the coming weeks, but as Chris said, if they actually beat them both, then they certainly deserve their spot. But it means they're almost playing elimination finals from now, so it's a long run to the end of the season for the teams in that 6th, 7th and 8th positions.
It will certainly make the trophy feel lighter when you lift it above your head if you get there.
We're going to take each game as it comes, 1 week at a time. But as I said, I think we realised our finals started last week, and we're quite happy for it to be a 6 or 7 week campaign as opposed to a 3-week campaign.
Yeah, Scotty, can you see any of those bottom three, the Tunners, Vultures and Phoenix, doing enough to knock one of these three out of the 8?
I think Wanderers are probably in a bit of. I think Wanderers are going to struggle. They got the Bugles and the Tridents, another top 4 team in the run home. So they're going to have their work at it, as well as the Wolfpack. It's just surprising to see a team like the Tunners, who are normally perched up high, resting players this time of year, ninth. And look, with the work to do, because they have got the Wood Ducks plus the Vultures, who, if they show up, can have a massive score. So I think if there's one team that come in, it'll be the Tunners.
Yeah, I must admit that Tunners Vultures match in round 15 looms as a real critical match for both those teams if they can't set themselves into the gate before the last round. Also, we've got the team survivor, we've got the Surats there, and they have Wally World in front of them, they have the Tridents, and they have the Wood Ducks still alive. Who do you reckon, guys? The Surats are the only ones out of the 8 that are still in the survivor. Do you reckon they can make it?
No, it's going to be hard.
One word, nothing. Sorry, Precinct.
Well, look, if they do something they haven't done all season and turn up, they're a chance. So this is, look, I spoke to Preece and said, mate, get them on the last 4 weeks. You're probably not going to make finals. You've got a chance to get into your first silverware. Get down, play your last 4 weeks, and you could get some silverware and celebrate on Charles Latrobe medal night.
That's wise advice from the man behind the bar, Scotty. Obviously, you've been giving that for a long time. Guys, we do have 100 grain player. He's a giant of the Premiership. Film this, the captain of the Corruptibles. He is a 2010 Premiership player. He's also part of that big streak where the Corruptibles won 2014-2015 Team Survivor trophies. DC, this is before you became a Corruptible. There is some history in that team. You know, he is leading a rabble. There's no doubt this week, but he's leading them well this season. So well done on your 100 games, Phil, and all the best this week. All we're left is the tips, and Tridents versus F Troop is a big one to start. The Tridents have been doing everything well. F Troop really need this. I reckon the F Troop might live just this one last time, because if they don't, I fear that they may tumble further.
Gee, 4th against 5th, it just it's crisis time, I think, for the loser here. But the Tridents are in a little bit of a slump. So are F Troop. Really, I have no idea who's going to win this one. I'll go a draw.
Draw.
Going out of the league.
Yeah.
I reckon the Sparvellas brothers, they sort of, they could be the clincher for the F Troop. So I'll go with the F Troop, I guess.
Sparvello, what about you, Scotty?
Well, I haven't rated the F Troop all season. I'm going to start now, so Tridents for me.
No worries. Wood Ducks versus the Vultures. Once again, the Wood Ducks are really starting to prove their worth. I think the Wood Ducks might be just strong enough.
Yeah, Wood Ducks to put the Vultures season on ice. I think just a little bit too consistent for them. The Vultures have been up and down all year. That's why they are where they are on the ladder. I think Wood Ducks comfortably.
How's he?
Oh, I think if you've got a guy on your team who can hit it 290 metres in the air, in Mr. Grandel, the Wood Ducks, I think, have some of the low markers, and the cold and wet conditions, I think, are going to suit them. So I'll go to the Wood Ducks.
Scotty?
Yeah, unfortunate for the Vultures. Look, they have been very good at times, but their poor games have been more prevalent than their good games. So I think Wood Ducks for me.
We've got our first live audience, and one of our things, we won't have to use the laugh track this year, so any laugh you hear is actual genuine laughter. Buglers versus the Wanderers. This is a cracking match, really critical game for the Wanderers. I think they've got everyone on the park, and they need it, so I think they might just get there.
Yeah, the Bugles have been collecting wins, and obviously 10 and 2, they're doing a very good job of it. But they've won some games where they've had ordinary scores, so they haven't really put it all together yet. And the Wanderers are capable of an upset. I will stick with the Buglers, but this is a danger game for them.
Yeah, I think.
One word, I think Buglers.
Scotty?
Yeah, Wanderers looked very good 2 weeks ago. They've dropped their last two. I think Buglers for me.
Corruptibles, DC, your mob against the Tunners. I'd love to say the Corruptibles would find something, but they haven't found anything all year, and I can't expect them to find it again this week. So Tunners for me.
Yeah, it's a little bit Groundhog Day for me to say we're due. I think we've been eliminated from the Team Survivor 6 times this year. Look, the Tunners really need the win, but I've got a feeling in these last 3 games we're going to win somewhere to cost a team a place in the 8. Let's hope for our sake of this week.
Okay.
I think, DC, I think you're right. I think you've got a number of teams out there who can help shape the 8, and I think you've got a milestone game from Phil Misso, so there's an opportunity for the team to lift and deliver the goods. So I'm going to go the Corrupt with this.
Scotty?
I've stuck with them all season. As I said, I won't pick against them during the season, so I'll pick the Tunners.
Next up, Chemists versus the Ferrets, 2 teams that really have just waiting for the knockout to happen. They don't have much to play for. I think the Chemists might just be a little bit too good, but only just.
Yeah, 2 teams that are tanking for draft picks here by the looks of it. Yeah, maybe the Chemists. The Chemists, they've had a couple of good scores in the past few weeks. Still got some low markers out there that are capable of a good score in winter. So Chemists just for me.
Anything?
I think you've got Vinny Sofo there, the sort of the perpetual sort of non-stop talking man who's low to the ground, and Jamie Bain's due for a big one. So I'm going to go to Chemists.
Scotty?
I might go and upset here. The Ferrets, look, they almost toppled. They almost beat Wollywell last week. Gone for a poor score from the returning Ian Toll, so I might go to Ferrets.
Phoenix versus the Back 9 Mafia, another cracking game this one. They both teams need to win. The Phoenix really do need to make this happen. The Back 9 Mafia have been good this year, and to be honest, I expect them to continue on and cement their place in the 8.
Yeah, it's a battle of the non-scoring captains in this one, isn't it, with Phoenix and Back 9 Mafia. Mafia have been better. I'm actually going to Phoenix. Something tells me that Jenny Cummings is going to come out of the blocks and put a good score on the board.
She's been in high altitude training in Thailand. We'll see if that works. Danzy, what about yourself?
Have you got a coin?
I don't.
I think we could toss it. Listen, I called them to buy earlier and they made me eat my words, so I'll stick with the Phoenix, and for our interests, I hope they can sort of roll the Back 9 Mafia.
It will help. Scotty?
Yeah, I think the consistency of Back 9 Mafia is I think Back 9 Mafia is just too consistent.
Surats versus the Gunners. Once again, the Surats will be ruining that loss last week. I think they'll be too strong for the Gunners. They've been fairly handy. They have everything to play for the Team Survivor, so they should find enough to get a decent score and win this one.
Yeah, they're hanging on by a thread, but they also do have the Survivor, as you say. So, yeah, I think too strong for the Gunners. The Gunners, as Scotty said earlier, they've been unlucky in a few games this year, but really haven't put it all together, so the Surats will win.
I'm going to go the Gunners. I'm picking all the kiss of death here.
Right.
I'm picking all the lows. Cal McCarthy's been having a few good rounds lately and starting to find a bit of form. And I think, Vince is always good. I call him Mr. 36. He always seems to come in with that. And Shane, if he can sort of get his game sort of back to where it was 4 or 5 weeks ago, could really post a good score.
Good. Scotty?
Both disappointed me. Various times I've seen both teams when I've picked them. Hard draw.
Draw again. So the final one, Downsy, is your group, the Wolfpack, up against the dominant Wally World. It's going to be a tough one for you. You do need to win. I think you've got it all. I mean, the Wally World can almost coast their way into the top 4 now, so I think you may just get over them if they're complacent.
Yeah, match of the round this one, isn't it? Wally World just been steady all year. Wolfpack, they do have the low markers though to get through winter. They've got a few X factors in there. Tony Zellers needs to lift. He's had a poor season. I think he might be due. Jaron Moore's a pretty decent player. So yeah, look, I give the Wolfpack every chance. I don't like tipping against Wally World, but I'll stick with him.
Downsy, Joy.
Right here. Wolfpack, right here. And this is the season for us. I reckon we'll have 4 guys coming with 36 or better.
Well, we'll see. Scotty, what about yourself?
Well, Chris did say Wolfpack have to show up, and guess what they do? Because I know Wallingwood will. I'm not picking against Wallingwood ever again, so Wallingwood for me.
Well, that's increased your chances, Downsy, there's no doubt. Guys, thank you very much for all coming in, especially you, Downsy, for showing up and giving us some of your wise words on how the Wolfpack are going for the year. Don't forget, everyone, this has been GPL 357. If you want to win this thing, you need to turn up and play well. We'll see you on Saturday. Thank you very much.